Great.
Right.
I so love being here with you guys. Hey, this is Jared Jarvis. I am here today with Renee Brumman and Leanne Mason, and we have several other people that are joining us, and more that will be joining us in our other channels and formats. So we're so excited to be able to bring this to you. These weekly classes that we do for you guys are one of the favorite things that we do because, as we were just talking about before we went live with the video, we're educators. We love being able to share and teach and share the experiences that we've had through the years. But that does not necessarily make us, Renee, I'm going to let you give the disclaimer and take it from there.
We are educators. We cannot diagnose or treat. We are here to help you understand how to use these amazing products and show you where to find the information for yourself. The other thing I want you to know is we are here live with people. If you are here live after we shut off the camera, even if we're talking about this, if you have questions about this stuff over here, any other questions, once we shut off the camera, once we shut off the recordings, we answer all those questions. So you want to be here in our classes.
I love that. Tonight, our class is Foundational Wellness Metabolic Support. So I am going to go ahead and share my screen. And we are just going to rock it. So Renee and Jared will be watching the comments. If there's any questions, they will take over that way. So foundational wellness is building a foundation that everything else is supported on that. And our foundational wellness bundle is our VMG Plus, which is whole food nutrition. It's our vitamins, our minerals, our greens, essential oils, antioxidants. And then our E Omega Plus is our essential fatty acids that also has essential oils. And we also have our PB Restore as part of that foundational bundle, which is our pre and probiotics. Now, I want to kind of go back to just a little bit about the foundational pyramid. The foundational pyramid starts with our nutrition and our digestion. So we're going to talk about a little bit about that foundational piece, that nutrition and digestion. Then we're going to take it up a notch to our movement and metabolism. Tonight's class is mostly about the metabolism and metabolic support, but you cannot have proper metabolic function without movement. So make sure that you are looking forward to our classes on movement and metabolism to support that as well. So, all right. Now, every class that we've had so far this year, we've talked a little bit about our foundational wellness and the new VMG products. And why we love this is because it takes things to the new level by being bioavailable. And I lost the other word.
Bioretainable.
Thank you. Retainable. I'm like R. Bioretainable, meaning that it's available to your body, but it also stays in your body. A lot of times what happens is we will have these spikes and these dips within our supplementation. And that's why you have to take them multiple times throughout the day. They did some studies and showed that this stays within the body for a long period of time. And that's why you can do it once a day. Renee or Jared, any thoughts on that?
I still think the most fun thing I heard Dr. Oscar Thorpe get really frustrated that he only authorized an 8-hour study because he's like, yeah, I'm trying to be fiscally responsible. So I figured an 8-hour study will know when the bioretainability starts dropping. He goes, and it didn't drop.
So I love that.
I think that's
Now,
amazing.
that is amazing. Now, we talk about a foundational wellness bundle. The reason why we need the bundle, and I'm going to win your day by step 1, VMG, which is our greens, our supplements, our minerals, The E omegas, which are our omegas, which we need those healthy fatty acids. And the PB Restore is our pro, pre, and postbiotics. This is foundational. And the reason why these are foundational is because this is what, through several studies, have been found everyone is lacking in their diet.
So
So
can I just say something really cool here?
definitely.
So VMG, that's that foundation, the vitamins, minerals, greens.
Mhm.
The E omega, that's your circulatory system. And the PB Restore, that is your gut health. Like it's so cool and it all works together synergistically.
Now, when we're talking about our metabolism, we want to add in, especially for those of us who are over 20. I believe that's probably most of us here in this class. We want to add in the MetaPower Advantage, which is collagen. Ronay, I know either you or Jared, which one of you wants to take the stats on collagen in our bodies?
I'll let Jared take that one because I'll take Tara's eye.
Got it.
Well, I'm happy to talk to this. The exact numbers I don't recall off the top of my head, and my wife will be the first to tell you I'm not a numbers guy. But the thing I do know is that as we age, our body diminishes significantly in its levels of collagen, and that is something that is something that we see a direct correlation to aging. And it's something that we need to be very aware of that as we're looking at our bodies, our metabolic system, our body's ability to rebuild itself, to rebound from stress, from injury, from different things that go on. If we don't have that collagen there, that's a kind of a natural, essential building block that our bodies really rely on to get us back in action.
Perfect. So, MetaPower metabolic system contains collagen, which is our advantage. It contains Assist, which is a capsule which supports the way that our body uses the food in our body. And it also contains the oil. And the oil is in many different forms. I just grabbed the wrong bottle. One of my favorites to help with those lovely cravings is to carry these cute little beadlets. And so the oil comes in an actual oil bottle. It comes in the beadlets. It comes in a soft gel. And those soft gels, for those who've been around for a long time, those soft gels replace the Slim and Sassy soft gel. Many of the same products, but formulated just differently. So I don't even know with where my screen is so small that you'll even be able to see that. That beadlet is super tiny. And it's like a third of a drop. When you're having a craving, you can just pop that in, let it pop in your mouth. And it's kind of the way I describe it, and I'll ask Renee and Jared to kind of describe it as well. It's kind of like a spicy, fruity, like it reminds me of wassail in just a little bit is my, like drinking that Christmas wassail.
All right, so we have a question from Joy. What's the difference between MetaPower Advantage and MetaPower Recharge? The Advantage is the collagen that we're talking about right here. Supports lean muscle, connective tissue, improves skin elasticity, like all the joints. It's collagen. It's amazing. MetaPower Recharge is our hydration. So this is a healthy alternative to Gatorade. So this puts hydration back in your body. Gatorade, Pedialyte is even worse than Gatorade. Like there's so much sugar and there's so many things in it that aren't great for your body. So that's what the Recharge is, just really good, healthy hydration.
Perfect. And that we do not necessarily, it's part of the MetaPower system because our hydration affects our metabolic support. It was not part of this presentation, and I did not think about adding in the Recharge, but your body needs proper hydration. And there is a point where you can get too much water and not enough electrolytes. And if your electrolytes are off, It can cause problems with your digestive system. It can cause problems with your skin. It can cause problems with your endocrine system.
So
So getting the right balance of hydration is key.
when my son went on a trip to Malaysia and he came back and he got really sick because his lots of reasons. Anyway, his electrolytes were so off, his body went septic. So that's one of the things you have to be really careful about, like making sure that you're hydrated properly. Because
Perfect.
they didn't give him all sorts of they all they did was hydrate him, and all of a sudden he was back in the normal range.
Yeah. So when we're looking at the collagen, it is vital to the repair of our tissues and our natural production of NAD plus in the body. And as we get older, kind of like Jared talked about, that natural production of both collagen and the NADA plus goes down. So MetaPower Advantage has 12 synergistic ingredients that give our cells what they need for proper function in the metabolism. And MetaPower Advantage is truly a game changer. You guys, I have had both of my knees replaced. And one of the things that I was told was to be on a good collagen supplement. Now, at the time, because it's been 7 years since my knees were replaced, the best thing on the market was bovine collagen, which is lacking in many of the peptides. So this has 9 different peptides from a sustainable marine source, which is actually more bioavailable to our body than bovine. So there is nothing else on the market that can compare to doTERRA's MetaPower Advantage. And I'm super excited because there are 2 amazing flavors. The one you're seeing on the screen is a lemon orange flavor. Many people are not necessarily huge fans because it doesn't taste like lemonade and it doesn't taste like orange. It's citrus. It's just citrus.
It's
But
fine.
for those that like more flavor, they have the cherry pomegranate now available as a permanent option, and it is fantastic. So
It's my favorite.
for many
Now I
people,
will tell you, a lot of people are like, well, I just put my collagen in my coffee. No, heat destroys the therapeutic value of the collagen. So room temperature or colder is the only way to do it. Please do not add it to anything hot.
so another tip for your metabolism. Did you know that the studies are showing that ice cold water can destroy your metabolism?
I drink
Many
room
people
temperature.
struggle with having room temperature water. If you can do room temperature water, it's better for your body. And if you want the studies, I will be happy to find them again and get them to you. And that was a big change for me, is going away from ice water. But now that I do, I actually find that I get cold when I drink ice water. So I'm gonna leave my ice water for when I'm super hot in the summer. But for the most part, I'm trying to drink room temperature water. So if you can do your collagen in room temperature water, it's even better. So why collagen? Well, because what we want to bridge, I don't know if you guys can see it or if my cursor is showing, this is an average lifespan, right? We're getting up into the 90s and up to 100 now, right? Well, the problem is our lifespan, our health span, sorry, starts to kind of tank a little bit. And so what we're trying to do is increase our health to meet our lifespan, right? So collagen and improving our metabolic health is one of those ways to do it. This is where I'm going to put the plug in for movement.
So
Movement is key, but I also want to encourage you to continually learn. Studies are showing that if you are continually learning, you also improve your health span to match your lifespan because you're keeping your brain active. You guys, this is the synergistic ingredient list. We talked about the marine collagen. There's red orange fruit extract, which when I think of red oranges, I think it's of blood oranges, right? And that flavorful fruit with its powerful antioxidants. It has yeast, which is important for maintaining that NMN, which is known for increasing our NADA plus. Like,
And it's been studied,
everything.
it's a very healthy form of yeast because there's lots
Correct.
of different forms of yeast.
Correct. Now, anybody who is our sciencey people, let us know, send us a message. We can send you some of the studies on why it was formulated the way it was formulated. doTERRA has so much science behind all of its products. We could never cover it in a short class, right? So the metabolic blend of MetaPower, that is like ginger, cinnamon, grapefruit, lemon. It has
Peppermint.
Jared, help me with this one. This word I always
Resveratrol.
Thank you. Oh, Renee got it. Good girl. Resveratrol also helps increase NADA plus. There is sea buckthorn fruit extract. Didn't even know that was a thing, but it promotes healthy antioxidant activity in the body. And then, hey, I always turn to you guys for these big words.
Phytoceramides.
There we go.
Phytoceramides. That is what promotes our healthy cellular functions for our skin. Super cool. And oops, I flipped screens on me real quick. And then vitamin C is super powerful for our immune system. But vitamin C also is a key to unlocking other nutrients being able to be utilized in our body. One of the things that is key is we need vitamin C for our iron absorption in the body, right? And then there's biotin, which is known for promoting healthy utilization of fats, carbs, and amino acids, which are what are the building blocks for our nails, our skin, and our hair. All super important. All right. So, Jared, want to read this one for us?
Absolutely. So when we're talking about collagen, we're talking about this protein that is extremely abundant in the body. However, like we said, it does diminish over time. It serves one of the primary building blocks for skin, bones, muscles, tendons, ligaments. Human body contains at least 28 types of collagen, and each have distinct roles, purposes, structures. It's pretty profound what these different types of collagen do and how they function in the body. But starting in our mid 20s, the body's ability to produce that collagen decreases by about 1% per year. Now, if I start doing math, and I'm not going to do that math because that tells you how much that has diminished, I've already seen a significant reduction. And I'm sure grateful to be able to have my collagen.
Yes. Perfect. So we've already touched on this. It's just a reminder. Almost everything you've been told about collagen is wrong. doTERRA's is 12 times more bioavailable, has 9 unique collagen types in it, and it's activated by you and your body. This is just proper nutrition so that your body can do what it needs to do. Some of you may have already been taking a collagen replacement. However, you don't always have the best information on it. I got zero information other than my doctor saying this was a good collagen. Didn't give me any reasons why. Didn't notice any change until I actually started taking the doTERRA collagen and I started realizing a huge difference.
Yeah.
So here's the information on the different peptides that come from the marine collagen. And each one has a specific function in the body, right? So the first one relates to your skin beauty and elasticity. The next one is your bone protection. So then again, the elasticity in the or malleability of the dermis and epidermis is the next one. Stability of the structure is that fourth one. It stabilizes the other two collagens. Never even thought about that you would need a stabilizer, right? Then muscle function, cartilage, supportive of normal brain aging. That was not something I even realized collagen needed to help with, right? But we do. And then there is that protein in there, which helps with cell growth and differentiation. So here's some cool slides that they showed us. And for me, I was like, and this is over my head. But the gist of it is low grade collagen, there's its limits. It just continues to go down. Metapowers peptides, they actually see multiple spikes. So your collagen and where you're getting it from is huge. Now, as of 2023, the global collagen market was approximated at over $2.3 billion. So it's a growth market, right? It's something that people are talking about. Knowing where your stuff comes from is super important because sometimes it's all about marketing. We're about the science. So if you want to take more deep dive, there is a complete educational course provided by doTERRA that we can get you guys if you are interested in learning deeper dive on the collagen and all of the synergetic ingredients in the collagen. So we're going to stop the share for a second because I know that was like a lot of information, right, guys? Any questions right now about the collagen? Okay.
Covered it.
Woot woot. Okay.
Again, between the citrus or the cherry pomegranate, I'm a fan of the cherry pomegranate. Mary is also, but either one is good.
Yeah. Shar
Okay,
is
now.
raising her hand and saying she likes the cherry pomegranate too. I'm a fan of citrus, so I mean, yes, I enjoyed the cherry pomegranate as well. Not going to lie, that one's super yummy. But I'm always been a fan of citruses, so that jives well with me.
Also, if you
And
mix it with the VMG, either one is fine. The citrus, I think, actually blends a little bit better. But if you had to drink it on its own, then I would say the cherry pomegranate.
that was exactly what's going to be my next thing with it. Like mixing it with the VMG, I like the citrus because the VMG is a pineapple undertones. Pineapple mango, I believe, is what I kind of taste out of it. Um, and so the citrus pairs better with it. And then the lemon, the lemon hydration is
Oh,
kind of
see, I
really
still
go
go
there.
strawberry hydration.
Oh, you do? And
Yeah.
strawberry hydration for me, it ends up way too sweet for some reason in that VMG. So I do lemon. Again, it's pick your own adventure, which I absolutely love.
Yeah.
So the next piece that we're going to talk about with supporting our metabolism is where Ronay wanted to go. So I'm going to share my screen again, and I'm going to let Ronay kind of share a little bit about our Terrazyme and what Terrazyme is as soon as I tell you what it contains. So Terrazyme contains peppermint, ginger, and caraway seed extracts. Okay, Ronay.
Okay, so you guys have heard me say this before. Well, Al hasn't. Al's new here. But Your body only produces 10 of the 21 enzymes you need to digest food properly. The rest we're supposed to get from our food, but our food is no longer enzyme rich. So our body takes our metabolic enzymes, turns them into digestive enzymes that don't work as well, and now your metabolism's all messed up. So we have to get those enzymes from somewhere since we're not getting it from our food. This is where Terrazyme comes into play. Having enough enzymes in your body is so good because then your digestive system works properly. And when those enzymes are done digesting, and if you have extra in your body, they get bored. So what they do is they go and they start cleaning off cell receptors and removing junk from your cells and having your cells work properly. So I'm a huge fan of Terrazyme because it's helped me in all sorts of ways.
Perfect. Now,
I even did that compliantly.
you did. I'm so proud of you. Super cool. So some of the other things that are in the MetaPower line we briefly talked about, and we don't go into them a ton because again, it's what everybody needs to support their body. Now, I am a diabetic and I wear a CGM. And one of the things that took place for me when I started taking, I'm going to share my screen again and just show you the complete MetaPower lineup.
When you started taking the assist, right?
Yeah, when I started taking, well, the assist and the
Soft gels.
soft gels right here. When I started taking those together, one of the things I noticed is for me, and I've realized that everybody's body is slightly different because when my daughter was on a CGM, her body does something completely different than mine does. My body, after eating carbohydrates, about 20 minutes in, I start to spike, or did. And then I would drop really heavy. So I eat a diet that is protein and veggie heavy with carb as a accent, if that makes sense. Because what naturally happens is protein does this and then stabilizes and is long term and kind of dips. Carbs are up and then straight down. And then our fats are very much like this, right? So as we're talking about metabolic function, each of our bodies work a little bit different depending on our metabolic function. So when I started taking the MetaPower Assist and the MetaPower Soft Gel, I would take the MetaPower Soft Gel with every, I take MetaPower Soft Gel with every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I take the MetaPower Assist with the meal that I have heavy carbs. So what I consider a heavy carb is when I'm eating potatoes, when I'm eating corn, when I'm eating actual bread, when I'm eating fruit. Fruit is a heavy carb for me. That is where I add in the assist. So my breakfast is generally very protein and fat based and not necessarily any carbohydrates. That's just what works best for me. So I don't need the assist for that because I'm eating protein fat, right? And so my body knows what to do and stay steady. But on those times that I'm adding in those carbohydrates, because you never want to cut out any food. Like we are omnivores. We need protein. We need vegetables. We need fat. We need fruits and vegetables for our minerals and that kind of stuff. We need the fiber. So whole nutrition is what I'm all about, right? But then supporting my body with these additional products. So the PB Assist supports the body in the way it reacts to the food and helps stabilize the body in the release of the glucose that happens from eating those carbohydrates, if that makes sense. Jared, I know you also went on a CGM for a little while. Do you want to share your experience with that?
Absolutely, and actually, I still wear a CGM. It's interesting to me to see the progression that has gone on over time, and I see still peaks and drops, but I've noticed that generally during the course of my day, where I would peak really hard and then crash really far down, that I'm kind of stabilizing a little bit more, just naturally. And it's really cool that that's been something that's been part of that whole process. And I definitely have seen that, when I am consistent in that use, that makes a huge difference. In, I can look at it and say, oh, I missed my stuff this morning. I missed all the things that I was going to take, and I look at it and go, okay, well, I'm either not drinking enough water, I'm not getting enough hydration, I'm not, looking at all of these different pieces. And, for those of you that know me, I was a huge fan before of Slim and Sassy. I called it Slim and Studley. And when they made the changes to the MetaPower line and started introducing these things, I loved the changes that they made because, really getting back to some of those things that help to support the body in stabilizing sugars, to stabilize these different things that are going on. I found that, the more just consistent I could be over the course of my day, I felt less tired. I actually had more energy. I was excited to be able to feel these differences and see them show up in the way that I look.
I love that.
Al
So
has a great question, and his question is, do you need it 3 times a day or just when you eat? And I know he's asking because he does intermittent fasting. And I had a really cool experience where I got to wear one of those glucose monitors for 10 days, a week or 10 days, something like that. And during that time, I was doing an intermittent fast, and I went to an event where I was speaking. And so I was still fasting. And then it was like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I thought, oh, I need to eat something. And I looked around, and there was this great spread of junk. And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to grab a handful of grapes and eat a banana. Well, talk about a sugar spike, right? And I was wearing the monitor, and my fasting was, it's kind of a pre-diabetic. It was 125. It shot up to like 210. So I thought, I'm going to try this the next day. And I wanted to repeat it, but take an assist before I ate the handful of grapes and the banana. And it only went up to 154. So I was pretty impressed with how, like, it didn't have that huge spike. And those spikes with our blood sugar is what causes metabolic aging and is really, really hard on your body. So Al, did that answer your question?
I was going to say a better way to answer that is I
Yeah,
don't take
yeah,
it
dude.
3 times a day. On the days that I do intermittent fasting, I take, excuse me, I take the soft gel when I'm eating. And the
The soft
assist,
gel or the assist?
hold on, the
Sorry.
soft gel I take with every meal, regardless. So if it's a protein meal, I will also take the soft gel. So I do take the soft gel every time I eat. I take the assist when I am eating anything more than 15 grams of carbohydrates. So I know that, and that's for me. I know I need at least 15 grams at least twice a day for my overall well-being. If I am eating more than 15 grams, then I take an assist. So, wait, what did I miss? Because you're giggling.
Well, he says never break a fast with that, with eating grapes and bananas. My
Oh,
other
yeah.
options were chocolate or candy. So I was choosing the least evil of all the evils.
Got you. I highly recommend for people, you should always carry a protein option with you at all times if you can. My
Yeah.
favorite go-to is my favorite go-to with that for me is beef jerky, but I know that not everybody likes beef jerky. Another one that was really good is somebody had no, what's it called? Freeze-dried chickpeas are also really
Oh,
great.
yeah. That is a good option.
So
Yeah, no, it was an unfortunate situation, but it was kind of a cool experiment. And then I was able to repeat it just to see, like what it did. But yeah, don't break a fast with sugar.
And Renee and I've talked about this a lot. The two of us do a lot of muscle testing for our own nutrition and for our family's nutrition. So how I got to what works for me was watching my CGM numbers and also muscle testing for what I needed to support my body. Um, so we like to do consults and kind of help people individually kind of see what works best for them and their bodies. So when it comes to our metabolism, again, foundational is nutrition. And we know that our food sources are not 100% nutritionally sound. The more you can grow on your own, know where your sourcing is, the better. So hats off to Renee for the homesteading stuff that she can do. I will be there one day. But know where you're getting your food from the best you can. Properly supplement to get the rest of those nutrients, minerals, and vitamins in that you need. Hydration is key, making sure that you are drinking plenty of water, but also getting in the electrolytes. And that's why we have the MetaPower recharge. Know what your body needs and know how to support it. And if you don't, ask for support. That's what we're here for. We like to do the research. We like to provide those sources for you. So in the chat, I did drop the handout for today, a little bit more information on stuff that we talked about. We can also, anybody who's interested, provide additional MetaPower class too. And our next classes coming up are foundational wellness, where we're going to talk about, again, talked about it. VMG is always going to be that foundational support because that's our nutrition and digestion piece, and how that affects our sleep and ways that we can support our sleep. Then it's our march into movement, where we take and talk about how movement supports our metabolism, different ways to get that in. Then our spring detox, talking about cleansing and restoring our bodies, super important. Our fresh start for simplifying spring cleaning naturally. So, and then we will have, for those here in Utah, we have an in-person class, which is grow your emotional wellness, which is, I love teaching emotional wellness. And then our spring into action weekend warriors, which we're going to talk about some of those things about outside and prepping our outdoor space and our bodies for being in that outdoor space.
Yeah.
So I will also drop the link to those classes for you guys to register.
If you're in Minnesota and you want a live class, let me know. If you're in Arizona and you want a live class, let Jared know. And if you're somewhere else, we can figure it out.
Exactly. I also love the Redmonds.
Yes, I was going to say we
hydration.
need to answer that. Just a little sprinkle of Redmond sea salt in your water or under your tongue or on your tongue can add to your body retaining that bioretainability we were talking about, but retaining hydration, really important.
So I actually do that with a few drops of grapefruit in my water. When you're using essential oils in your water, always quality stainless steel, glass, or ceramic, because otherwise it eats through things. But Renee, you're going to use the big words for me. The reason I use grapefruit in my water is to help my emotional wellness because of my
It raises your glutathione level.
Thank you. So I use grapefruit in my water, plus I like the flavor. So that's another thing, you guys. If you struggle with just drinking water, adding a drop or two of one of your favorite essential oils can help with that. And then once you get used to that, then you can do better at just having water. I know that it takes time for some people. My daughter is working. Her husband has never been a water drinker because he grew up on soda and milk. And his doctor told him how important um, that he be properly hydrated. And he's like, okay, I'll drink Gatorade. And the doctor's like, that's not what you need. Your body needs water. And so doing what you can to get that water in is super key.
So Al says, I know Redmond's is good. I just don't know how it compares to doTERRA's products. I will tell you, doTERRA's products kick Redmond's butts. but here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's because of the science that has been put behind it. We all know that adding a little salt, like there's some really good science to that. But Al, if you want the science, can you drop the science blog?
Yep.
Like you can go to doTERRA's science blog and just like put in the search all sorts of different and research to your little heart's content because it's amazing. Like they're just so good. And especially the stuff that they're coming out with because Dr. Riggs, Dr. Oskathorpe are and Dr. Hill, but there's also what's her name? I can't think of her name. Anyway, we have these amazing research scientists who are totally on top of this. Yes.
Was it Nicole?
Nicole, she wasn't there. There was somebody else who was in Mexico with us, and oh my goodness, it's amazing. Oh yay! I'm so glad you're starting a doTERRA folder with notes. It's going to be very full. There's also a full podcast, like you can go listen to all the podcasts, which are amazing.
So let me just share my screen really quick. And this is, I dropped the doTERRA science in there, but I just want to share because I learned some cool things when I went to this foundational wellness training. And if you know somebody who has a medical license, get them to register so that you can get access to this.
And share it with us.
Yeah. There is a medical journal club down at the very bottom of that. And you are required to include your medical license to be able to access that. But they do give you access to a lot of cool things. Also, in this doTERRA science, when you come to the research section, there are, per the FDA, only certain things that they are allowed to hyperlink. So you can see purple ones are hyperlinked. Other ones, they're not allowed to hyperlink. So if you click on bibliography, here are a bunch more research things. You just take this, you copy it, you open up a new browser, and I'm hoping it's flipping for you guys. Did it go to a new browser?
Yep.
Then you go to the search bar in your new browser, put that in there. Dun, da, da.
Boom, baby.
Boom. There's the link. Because again, it's just the regulations that we have. Then that's going to give you the clinical efficiency and safety of Tulsi, which is holy basil in the human body. So I love that they are now giving us, these are some of the sources and some of the science that they are using for different pieces that they're teaching us. They're just not allowed to link to them. So some of this is knowing how to access the deeper research.
And then how to read that research.
Yeah. So the other thing that I love, you guys, you can always do, and I don't know if you guys know this, but you can always go to Google Scholar. And in there, when you're in Google Scholar, what you're looking for is you're going to type in peer, reviewed, and then whatever it is. So study on frankincense. And it is going to pull up all the scientific research and data that has been peer reviewed and tested on a specific essential oil. One last source that I love is Source to You. And that is where doTERRA talks about where they source their different products. You can learn about their growers, their distillers, and each of their products. So I love sourcetoyou.com as a resource. So I am going to stop the recording And again, thank you guys for being here. And this is the time that those who are here live get to ask questions and get personal uh, uh, coaching, because that's what we are, is we're wellness coaches. So we will see you guys next class.